Hello friends! Welcome to another vlog. This week's vlog is going to be slightly abridged, hopefully. I'm sure I can get an hour's worth of footage out of it, or at least 45 minutes. Largely because I want to go back to a Wednesday, Thursday upload schedule. I very much enjoy that, although I have to say the last two vlogs going live on Saturday night, Sunday actually did better, so maybe I do want to do, I don't know. No, I want to go live on the weekdays, I think. So anyway, I'm gonna have an abridged vlog either way because my friend Zach is coming into town on Thursday evening, and so we're gonna hang out for the next few days together. So we were gonna go to the aquarium, so I'm gonna see if I can maybe film some of that anyway, but I would love to have this up and done before that happens, so it's nothing for me to worry about editing while he's here, because ain't nothing suckier than having to edit on a weekend when you've got stuff to do. Every day's a weekend to me though. At least for this year. Okay, so what have I gotten in the mail recently? Let's start with that. Somebody on Instagram was talking about how they went to a conference in Germany, and it was called Structuring Fashion, and so they had just come out with their catalog from the conference, which meant that the speeches from the conference were A, translated, and B, like typed in English. So there are many, that's a really hard picture to see if you don't like lay it out. There are many badass pictures in here, largely about corsetry and underneathness. So, and then articles that go with it. And this is a fairly hefty book. I mean, it's not massive, but it's definitely not, you know, skimpy. So here's what's in this book. So I picked this guy up as soon as she was talking about it. I don't even remember who it was that was talking about this, unfortunately. If you are they, say so in the comments so I can give you a giant shout out and a thank you. Because I'm into this. So, by the way, Morgan Donner, if you are watching this, there is some medievalness in here that you might like to know about. So, there's some chance that this will make its way up to you to have a look at when I come see you. Someone else suggested this book, which I have never even heard of, Fitting and Proper. It's an 18th century clothing situation, and it has patterns in it. So that you can make random 18th century clothes, which I am into. So I thought I would have a look at this. It hopefully is actually good at fitting. will make me better at fitting clothes. Most of the time I stand there and go help and flap and then make my friends come over and help me fit my clothes. And my clothes usually fit pretty well. I weirdly am a standard size. Like, I don't have to do very much adjustment usually. My shoulders are a little short from like where my neck is to the tip of my shoulder. So I always have to remember to shorten that, or like essentially embiggen the armhole, which doesn't suck. Speaking of, I am looking for a Brunswick pattern. Does anyone know if I want a hooded Brunswick? I would love to know what the best pattern out there for that is, because I can't find a pattern, like a legitimate pattern. I think maybe there's something apropos in patterns of fashion, but I don't think it's hooded. So there are people making hooded Brunswicks. I should just ask Lemonade Made Daily what she used. That would be a smarter move here. But I'm gonna ask all of you what happened there. Someone recommended this and making Victorian costumes for women, this book, so I grabbed a hold of that. I need to stop buying books because this will officially, there's a lot of hats for, oh, I guess it's Edwardian, so yeah, so there are patterns in here also. So I'm very interested in checking this guy out. That's a cute dress. And seeing if I can learn from these things. My goal in life is to, for this year, one of my goals is to learn how to take these things and then make them into me size. Like, I can absolutely copy this onto 1-inch things and I can make the pattern. It's then how to grade it up for me that I have issue with at this point. So I want to learn how to do that. I took a grading situation at costume college, let's just say 7 or 8 years ago, and I do not remember a darn thing. Sigh. So I need to go ahead and relearn that. I'm sure there's something on YouTube for me, so I'm going to learn. I just have to get to it. Also, another little goodie in my last from Dom's a la Mode for a while. Whoo doggies. The pictures on her website do not do this justice. This is so beautiful. This 18th century brooch. Like, oh, yum. It's so sparkly. I don't even know if you guys can see how sparkly it is. It did not look like this in the picture. I was like, oh, I'm not sure that's gonna be, oh, maybe it'll be fun. And then I ordered it and I was like, oh yes, yes please, thank you. So this is delicious. Also, I wanted to make note that as of yesterday night at like 11:45 p.m., I hit 10,000 followers on YouTube, and I can't believe there's 10,000 of you. That's absolutely crazy to me. I'm always like, who are you and where are you coming from and what is it that you're doing here? So if you're new, or if you haven't like introduced yourself, please go down to the comments and let me know who you are. I love meeting new people, and I really, really, really enjoy the comment section of this vlog. I was really bad, I think 2 videos ago, and I didn't respond to comments like at all yet. I'm trying to slowly go through them, but whoo. I had a really busy week, so I was horrible at it, so I will get to those for sure. So I am reading them, and I do read them as they come in, so it's not like that doesn't happen. Oh yay, my heater just turned on. I love that. Okay, in celebration, my friend had an extra copy of this book, which Miss Jen Makes and Addie from Hoppin' Bobbin talk about all the time. I've read through about a quarter of this book, and I really like it. This is like a one version older of the Couture Sewing Techniques by Sheaffer that I have like the next version of the book, but I don't think very much stuff has changed, so it's just a new printing. So I thought I would do a little giveaway and give this away in celebration of the 10,000 subscribers here. It is open internationally. I'm happy to send it to anywhere in the world for you, and how you enter is to just go down below, leave a comment, and also make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. So that's all I'm gonna ask for. You can leave any comment you want, as long as it's nice. Be nice. Hi! Future Noel popping in here, which is why I have a different shirt. I just wanted to explain the rules a little bit better than I actually filmed them. I'm gonna do the giveaway here. I'm also gonna post about it on Instagram, but you're gonna have to come here to leave the comment. You can leave any comment you want. I'm gonna assume anyone who leaves a comment would like the book. If you don't want the book, leave in the comment that you don't want the book, because then I'll just pick one at random and it'll be fine. I am also going to give you guys, whoever wins, I'm going to generate a fake email address and just give you that so that you can send me your address so I can send you the book, and then I'll just delete the email address. I was very concerned about how I was going to deal with that, but that's what I think I'm going to do. So that it will be a truly YouTube gets the entire giveaway situation. Okay, so what's happening this week? I decided on patterns, I think. Always a caveat. I think for the Victorian ball that I'm going to. Again, for those of you who don't know what's up or are new here, I am going to a Victorian ball in Bath. In May with a whole lot of other people, and Morgan and I have decided to do it together and vaguely make it Good Omens themed. So I am going to go as Crowley, and she is going to go as Aziraphale because she rocks white and I can rock some black, so that's what I'm doing. It turns out there's a lot of us going in black, so we're gonna look like the morning crowd. So I chose this skirt, I think. I say I think for reasons. And I think this bodice. And I asked Constance, who is Stancy McKenzie on Instagram, I will link her down below, about this because she is good with this jazz. And she poked around and found a bunch of Worth gowns for me that have butt bows and whatnot in the 1890s, like the very early 1890s, late 1880s, and I am going for late 1880s. This skirt is 1891 and the top, whatever, is 1886. But That's what's happening. So here we are, and I feel like that's period. Sometimes you wore something that was a little bit older. It's the way it is, and you refashioned it or whatever. So I am probably going to take this bow down. Let me zoom in here so you guys have any clue what I'm talking about. So this guy's a bit large for what I'm looking for, so I might take that down a notch and just make it chill out. So hopefully this will be a good pattern though. I need to try it, you know, out of a muslin and just see what there is to see and make sure I love this one. If not, I'll switch to something else, but I don't really know what that would be. So obviously I also don't look like this chick. So fun times. And I'm not sure about that sleeve. Super not sure. So we're gonna try it and see how it goes. Luckily I have 3 months, so it's gonna be fine. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a wearable mock-up out of this skirt. I'm pretty sure that this is the one, but I am unwilling to use my black silk taffeta to just go ahead and knock one out because I am a terrible coward. Because black taffeta is really hard to find, and I have plenty and I could actually make it and it would be fine if it didn't work out, but I would rather use another silk that I have to do that. So I'm gonna pick another silk and make this skirt out of a different silk and just see what there is to see. I also want to figure out this situation because I'm kind of wondering if I want to develop a bum slash hip pad to like beef out my butt a little bit, because ladies and gentlemen, I ain't got nothing back there. My butt is flat. It is absolutely flat, and this requires a little rumpage, and I'm pretty sure that people were wearing rumpage underneath this, so I'm gonna check that out. So yeah, we're gonna knock out this skirt and see how that goes, probably this week. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take this out, read the instructions, and cut out the pattern out of the paper so that it is ready to go, and we'll see where we get to after that. Cool, so I cannot actually make this skirt. I am so glad I read the instructions, and this is a pro tip to everyone: read the damn instructions before you start cutting the stuff out. My fabric is only 54 inches wide, the black taffeta. This requires at least 60-inch fabric. I don't know that I have 60-inch fabric, so I have to go figure out. Anyway, I don't even know if I can ever make this pattern. I mean, I'm sure I can. I can order 60-inch fabric, but yeah, problem. So I'm gonna figure out what patterns I do have, because I have a list on my phone of all my truly Victorian patterns, and I'm gonna go look on their website and see which other skirt I would like to try and make, because that one's not gonna work out. Bummer. And before you all start yelling at me, yes, I know that piecing is period. I get it. I would piece this if it was a normal skirt, but it's not. It's a ball gown for this huge bath ball, and I kind of don't want to have pieced parts on my dress for the bath ball, and this fabric was expensive, so I'd rather just make one that works for whatever the fabric I have works for. Like, I'd rather just make a different skirt. Like, that makes more sense to me than forcing this. So we're gonna go see what else we can do. The internet, like the site, says that it's 54 inches wide, and I'm like, but your thing says 60. And then it says if you have a 39-inch, like if it's 39 inches or less from your waist to the floor, then you can, or the hem length, I guess, is 39 inches, then you could get away with 54-inch fabric. I'm gonna try. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut out this pattern, and I'm gonna see what it would be like on 54-inch fabric. Like, I'm gonna, even if I have bigger fabric, I'm gonna see what it would be like at 54 inches and see if I can scooch this out. I could also do like a hem facing. So instead of having it to like a 1-inch fold over twice for the hem, I could let the hem just be the edge of the fabric, and then I use like a 1/2 inch of that to seam another piece of fabric in there, and then use that as the hem, and the seam line would be on like the bottom of the hem. I'm pretty sure that's period. So yeah, this also doesn't talk about lining at all, or tarlatan, or any of that stuff. So that's the thing about truly Victorian patterns. I like them because they're very instructive. They tell you exactly how to put stuff together, but they also don't like overfaff you. But you can line everything. You can flatline stuff, you can tarlatan stuff, you can bagline stuff. Like, None of this is prescriptive, so basically it lets you do what you want. It's great for new people so they can just learn how to bang something together, but it's also very good if you know what you're doing, because you go, oh, I want to add a lining to that, and then you kind of know how to add the lining, so you just do it. Like, you either bag line it or you flat line it, or there are other ways to line things, but yeah. Anyway, I feel like that's why I really like these patterns. Also, there's 8 instructions for this, like 8. There are only 8 steps to making this, so I'm like, yeah, I could do that. I'm gonna try it. That's what I've decided. Screw it. Let's give it a go. Just try. Okay, it's Monday. It's Monday evening, actually. I did cut out the pattern yesterday, so it is large and in charge here on my station. So today I had a Lynn Mick visit, which was very, very, like, fruitful. We got a lot done. I found out lots of hair things, and we're working on lots of hair things. We talked about a photo shoot that we're gonna do later this month. We talked about hosting a workshop at my house, so I'm gonna do that with some of my friends, like a little private situation. It's all great. Lynn does not like being on camera, so I did not film that, and y'all have to just deal with it. So that being said, I might cut fabric tonight. So I'm doing this French fan skirt, like I said, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to use this for the wearable mock-up. It's this dotty situation. Is this gonna focus? No, because it doesn't have anything to like focus against. There you go, that's like better. It's a little bit darker than what's coming across. Or I was thinking about using this stuff, and this would be the jacket and this would be the skirt, because it'll be a day dress no matter what, but I just want to try out that skirt. I mean, at some point I will make a mock-up of the evening bodice too. Anyway, so we've been taking votes. I think everybody voted, most people voted for this. A couple people were like, hey, stripes. So I'm gonna do the red, I think, and I'm gonna do it where the skirt and the jacket are both essentially the same. It's gonna be monochrome. I can use words that express my feelings, so I think that's what's happening. Feel free to chime in the comments if you think I'm totally wrong. I can still make it later. I still own this fabric. It's mine. I bought it. Yeah, so that's what's happening. I think I'm gonna cut out my fabric tonight. Very interesting vlog, Noelle. You're going to make a skirt this week. But yeah, that's what's happening. So excited about that and gonna get started. Lynn told me today that my room looks a lot bigger on camera, and I'm like, dude, it's actually like, yes, it does look a lot bigger on camera, but it is like I think it's like 14 by 17 room. It's not that small. It's just this table takes up most of the space. It takes up almost the entire room. I mean, you could see that. Anyway, what I actually came here to show you guys was like, this one pattern piece takes up my entire giant ass table. Like, well, this mat that is here is 56 inches wide, so I think it's 60 something. Maybe it's 70 inches wide by like, it's 52 inches this way, I'm pretty sure, because I just put a 52-inch pattern piece and it goes just barely edge to edge. It might be like 51. Anyway, this pattern piece is insane. Like, it's massive. It's the entire back of the dress in one pattern piece. I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna put tarlatan as an underlining. Flat lining is the word I was actually looking for. And I'm like, I don't think my tarlatan's this wide, so I have to piece tarlatan in order to, okay, cool. Cool, let's do that then. So, yeah. Sigh. Okay, so now I want to line this with tarlatan. This is tarlatan. If you guys don't know what it is vaguely like buckram, but very like super lightweight. It's used in printing, like printing press kind of, like I think they use it to clean the presses with. Anyway, so the Tarlatan I have is of course not wide enough. So I'm going to run a seam down it, but I think I'm just going to overlap it and then either, I guess I might straight stitch it, I'm not sure. I gotta figure out, and I don't even know how I'm gonna get this in my sewing machine because stuff's like kind of stiff. So cool. New problems. Fun times. Okay, so I got this pattern piece, which is the front, cut out, seamed and cut out, and I put the seam right down the front center, and I'll do the same with the back center. I have to do the seaming situation with the Tarlatan again for the back half. The back piece, which is that gigantic thing I showed you earlier that took up my whole table. So I have to do another seamed piece of Tarlatan. So I think I'm going to do that tomorrow because I want to, I guess. And I also think, I'm trying to figure out if I need to put that inside of the belt also. I guess I gotta ask. I'll probably ask Bernadette and see what she says. So anyway, what I'm saying is I'm just gonna quit for tonight. I'm feeling kind of tired anyway. So I'm gonna go watch Jessica Jones with my husband because we never really got through season 3. So that's what's happening. Hey guys, it's Tuesday. I went out to lunch with a friend and now I am in here cutting up more Tarlatan so I can line this part of the skirt, which is the entire back half of the skirt. Literally there are 2 skirt pieces, 1 waistband, and I've added a pocket. But this skirt is literally 3 pieces, so without the pocket. But that's just wrong, you should always have a pocket. So it occurred to me that you guys might be like, Noelle, what the hell is Tarlatan? What are you even talking about? Tarlatan, as I learned from Luca, who is a Foundations Revealed mentor, on his skirt talk, they do like these monthly chat things where the experts come and tell you how things were done or how to do things or how they do things or whatever. So, anyway, Luca came on one time. It happened to be the time that I was, let me just sit in this chair. The time that I was at Bernadette's New York City apartment. Anyway, he was talking about Tarlatan. I'm like, what is this magical product? So, and Bernadette used hers in her Sherlock Holmes skirt. So I've been meaning to try it, and this is like the perfect time to try it and use it as a flat lining for your Victorian skirts. It is very much like a very soft buckram. I have some here. You can see it's basically starch stiffened. We're having a big discussion about it, which led to me coming on here and telling you this on my little chat group. Because I was like, wait a minute, can I wash this? And Bernadette's like, no. And I'm like, can I use steam in my iron? Because I'm using silk taffeta and not having a steam iron sucks. She's like, no. So I tested it. You can steam the crap out of it. You can even get it super wet. And it will come back to stiffness. So I'm very excited. I'm doing right now a test. You can see it right here on what happens when you add woolite to that. And I don't know. It feels like it's probably less stiff now. Yeah, so I am doing what good scientists do, and I am trying, and I'm doing experiments to see what I can and can't get away with. I was like, surely Victorian women would not choose to stiffen their skirts with something that couldn't get damp, because London equals damp. So I can't even imagine that they wouldn't do that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm lining my skirt with this to give it a go. It is kind of an itchy situation. It's not itchy, it's just like rough. I'm playing with it, that's why I'm over here. And I kept going like, but won't it be rough? And then I'm like, duh, Noelle, you're wearing petticoats, that doesn't matter. Cool. But it should add a lot of body to this skirt, and I hope it comes out really well. It should also hold the creases of the fan in the back of the skirt really nicely. So we're gonna give this a go and see how it looks in this skirt before I decide to do it to my ball gown skirt. Which is the point of a mock-up. Hello! It's dark out. I cut out all the Tarlatan stuff, and I realized that I didn't have thread. Like, I sat down to sew, I wanted to zigzag my red fabric, and I couldn't do it because I didn't have any thread. And then I go to Joann's and they don't have silk thread anywhere near that color. Like, they have bright red, but no like dark deep red. Cool, so now I'm using polyester thread. Dual duty. I go for the historically accurate situation on the fabric for once, and not even for once, I use silk taffeta all the time, but I get the stuff that isn't even silk poly blend and I have to use polyester thread. That's okay. Things happen, peeps. Just like give yourself a break. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm gonna zigzag the edges and then flatline this baby. It doesn't really have very many seams on it, so it shouldn't take that long. There's some pleating to be done that I don't fully understand yet, but I need to actually read the instructions. But I want to get through all this stuff and like iron it and get it good and whatever. So that's my goal for tonight, is to get it flatlined and ready to go, so that I can sew it together perhaps tomorrow. Because maybe tomorrow is the last day of this vlog, maybe the day after, so we'll see how it goes. I did finish that Threads book, the Golden Thread. It was great. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic book. It was very interesting. I would recommend it to anybody who's into that. I want to learn how to weave now. Is there any weavers out there who want to tell me how hard that actually is? It looks pretty difficult actually, or time consuming, I think is a word I would use. I am now listening to the Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I'm just going to show you that. Hi Bernadette. Yeah, so I'm listening to this book now and I've just started it. It's the next book by the person who wrote The Night Circus, and I really enjoyed that book, so I am looking forward to this book. So far it's very interesting. Only a couple chapters in and I'm already like riveted, so I'm pumped about that. Yeah, we also spent a lot of time today talking about like random stuff, Patreon specifically. What do you guys think of Patreon? Should I do a Patreon? A couple people keep asking me if I have one, so I'm considering it. Might mean I can stay off work longer. We'll see. So let me know what you think about it, if you think it's a good idea or if you hate that thing or what. Like, what are your opinions about Patreon, and would you do one if I did that? I probably have fairly low tiers, and also what would you want me to offer? I don't really want to send things out too often, but let me know. Let me know what you think. I Patreon a couple people. I Patreon Bernadette, and a couple other people, and I don't really care about the rewards. I'm mostly just happy to like help them out. So that's my experience with it, and I enjoy Patreon, but I don't know how everybody else feels about it. So let me know. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get cracking on trying to get some part of this done. Okay, so I got it flatlined and then I got it actually like together. You do the front pleaty thing, which is this situation that ends up making supposedly this happen. But I don't know currently if this is happening. It kind of just looks poofy, and I wonder if the Tarlatan's doing that. I mean, I guess I could cut the Tarlatan out if I need to. Anyway, so really what I have to do tomorrow is attach the waistband, hooks and eyes in the side of it to like close it, although I put the closure in the wrong side, but I don't really think it matters, and I put a pocket in it also. And then put these strings on the back. Anyway, I feel like I've got this to a pretty good place. Wow, it looks really bright red on camera, but it's actually like a very deep red. Anyway, I am not convinced about this front situation happening, because it looks really funny when I like just put it on me. So, but I'm gonna trust that this thing here is gonna end up pulling a bunch of it back, so it'll do something cool. So we shall see tomorrow, hopefully. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys on the other side. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday at like 5. I had to go do like, without giving out any information that's like gross, I had to go do a like minor medical procedure that was unexpected, not fun, involved the word biopsy. Not happy about it. So I then came home after unexpectedly having to do that and like whined at my friends for a solid hour. And then I did housework because my friend is coming tomorrow to stay overnight. My house is still not clean. That's gonna be okay. My husband accidentally broke the shower. Like, he didn't do it. The piece that was like holding this giant head, like 12 inches around, like what are those called, rain shower situations, was like this big around and metal, and it was just too little to hold it. So it snapped in half. He like barely touched it and it snapped. So he's like, oh, what do I do? And I'm the person in the household who understands like minor household tasks. So I took the head of the shower off and put another head on the shower and did all that stuff today. So that basically took up my whole day so far. Fun times. Heart. Oh, people keep asking me about Dakota. So I thought I told you guys, but maybe I didn't. Maybe people miss videos. I don't know. So, yeah, for those who don't know, my cat Dakota was sick, and we were trying to figure out what was wrong with her. Blah 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 blah. We were doing major tests. Things were not looking good, and things are still not looking good because they don't really know. Her blood is basically toxic, so they think she has cancer and possibly more than one kind of cancer. So yeah, we are making her as comfortable as possible is what's happening, and we're really good at making cats comfortable. So she's on that path, and she's getting fed roast chicken every night by hand by my husband, and she's the only one that's allowed to sleep in the bedroom now, and she gets to like sleep on my husband's chest all night. And I'm really sad about this, but also we don't know how old she is. At minimum I think she's 12, at most I think she's like 14 or 15. So I mean, I looked up cats' natural life cycles, and that is between 12 and 20. So she's like in the zone. So I'm trying to be rational about it. That's the story on Dakota. So that's probably all I'm gonna say about Dakota. If and when that happens, you'll know. I'll probably tell you that. Hopefully it won't be for quite a while. The doctor says that he has no idea how long that will happen in. Okay. Fun times, full disclosure over. Thank you. I tell all my business to the internet. I am going to try to put this waistband on this skirt. For those of you who didn't see me go through skirt waistband drama last time, this is not my favorite task. So I'm going to do my best on this and see what we can see. I have theories about the tarlatan getting in the way of this front drape, but they will be petered out. What is that word? Like figured out in the next hour or so as I attach this thing to the waistband. So the thing that is like making me stressed about it is it says match the center back to a point 3.5 inches from the end of the band. Fold the back into a double box pleat as illustrated. Leave a 1/2 inch at each end of the waistband. So essentially this thing gives me 3 inches on each side, so 6 inches total to put the whole back part of the skirt in. I'm like, cool, let's do it. So gonna give it a go. Don't know what's gonna happen. We shall see. Okay, we have a band on. So the thing in the front is like it's kind of weird to begin with. I am just realizing because there's this like poof here, but I think that poof wouldn't happen if the skirt wasn't lined in tarlatan in the front, at least. Let's consult the picture. I mean, it does look like that, but it hangs a lot better in the picture. It's just really stiff because of the tarlatan. So I'm kind of wondering if I should take the tarlatan out of the front. So I do like the back. Although I have to tell you, my pocket is in the side seam, and the side seam is right here. Like, it's in the back. So this is my pocket. Which I'm like, okay, too. This is all just pinned on, by the way. But I haven't even actually put the waistband on, because I figure I have to take the tarlatan out. It would be easier to do it without the waistband. So I do like the back. I do think I would need a butt pad, for sure. So I'm good with that. But if I take the tarlatan out, I'm taking it out all the way to here, because this is the side seam. So I'm like, wow, I don't know. I think I should just do it. Okay, so I mean, it's a mock-up. So what's the point of not doing it? So I'm gonna take the Tarlatan out of the front and see how it looks. I'm gonna leave it in the back because I think that's helping that lay really awesome. So I'm gonna leave it there. And then I'm gonna take that out of the front, which requires me like almost disassembling this entire thing. So I think I'm gonna continue this project next week is what's actually gonna happen. Okay, so in the interest of keeping this vlog like up today or tomorrow, I'm just gonna end here because I have to rip this whole thing apart and like basically start over. So lessons learned, peeps. So that's actually kind of cool. But that's the point of this year off, is to take time to just take it apart if I need to and do it again. So that's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna take the side seams out and then undo the tarlatan and then put it all back together. So it shouldn't take that long, but I have a buddy coming over tomorrow, so it'd be good to be able to spend my day cleaning and stuff. If I get to it, I will do some work tomorrow though, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, do so. If you want to enter the contest for that book, go ahead, leave a comment down below. If you need to introduce yourself, leave a comment down below. It'll put you as an entry into the contest for this book. And if you don't want the book, just say so, and then if I pick you, I'll just move on to the next person I pick. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Let me know what you're listening to and what you're working on and what your projects are and all that stuff. I am still listening to, what is this book called? It's not called Sweet Sorrows High. Part of the book is called, oh, it's called The Starless Sea. I'm very much enjoying it. It is quirky, weird. If you liked The Night Circus, you're gonna love this book. I'm into what's going on right now, so we'll see how the next section goes. But I'm excited about this weekend. I'm gonna go to the Monterey Bay Aquarium on Friday with Zach, and then Saturday we're gonna go to the San Francisco treasure hunt. And I don't know if I explained this to anybody or you know what it is, but it's a treasure hunt. They give you a paper and it has a bunch of puzzles on it, and you have to solve the puzzles, like they're word puzzles, I mean like, you know, riddles, whatever, so that you can, the answers to which are locations in the city. Then you have to get all the locations you can possibly get to, map them out so that you can get to them in a logical order. Like you don't want to find one and then wait and solve a puzzle and go to the next one. You want to like solve them all because they're all over the map. Then you map the best route through the city you can, and you have to go to those locations, and for each of the locations there's a question and you have to answer it, and it's like something you can only see if you're at the location. Like, look across the street from your address, there should be a sign with a mermaid on it. What is the first word on the sign? Kind of questions. So yeah, so then you do that, and you have to try to get through, I don't remember, it's like maybe 20 of them. You cannot, it's so hard to get to all of them. I don't know if that people actually get to all of them. Maybe one team will, the really smart team. But it takes you a really long time to get just through all of the puzzle questions, and then you have to map the locations. Oh, and by the way, the San Francisco Chinese New Year parade is going through the center of this, and you can't cross the street. Like, your things are on both sides of it, and you can't, your locations are on both sides, and you can't cross the street in the middle, the main street, because the parade is going on. So you have to figure out how to get around the parade while you're doing this. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's in Chinatown. Anyway, we don't ever like win or anything like that. We don't even get all the questions answered. Like, that doesn't even happen. So we're just playing it to have fun. It's a good time. And then when we're done, like, there's a time limit. So when, after like, I think it's like, I want to say it's like 5 or 6 hours. Anyway, you have to come back and like the game's over. So then we all go out to dinner and stuff. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, so I'm going to do that on Saturday, and that should be a good time. And then next week I have lunches with people, but I have dedicated sewing time. So I'm excited about figuring out and finishing up this skirt. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys next time with another vlog. Bye guys.